What's up guys, Futberg here and welcome to an episode of Informed to Glory. EA have just released Team of the Week, and as you can see on the screen here, we have got it up on Twitter. It was the Team of the Week that was leaked a few hours ago, so we knew this was coming. I've done a little bit of a look into it and we're going to have a look at some of the players. But straight away, looking at it, you'll notice there's 386 rated. And I don't see any of those 86 rated being at fodder price. So looking back to last week, you've got Talisca and Sarabia. I think they're going to do very well this week. Going into 85s, if you watch some of my recent videos, you may be invested in some Pau Lopez. If you look at 85s this week, we have got Jarstein and Kruse. What we're going to do, we're going to jump over to Futbin and we are going to have a little look. If you look at the 85 rated, this is the 85 informs. Ignore that 32k. The cheapest here is 36k, which Jimenez actually is. If I click on him just to show you, he is actually selling at 36,000 coins. And then if we go over to the 85 moments, you can see the cheapest is the Pau Lopez that we invested in last week. Well, not last week, the last couple of days. So the cheapest 85 inform is sitting at around 25k, and the cheapest, the next cheapest to it is Iniesta at 33k, giving an 8k gap. Now, what I want to show you, if we go over to Carlos Vela, he is from 2 weeks ago, and I want to show you his graph. He came out, and on the initial Thursday that we sort of went in on him, we picked him up at around, I'd say 26 to 27k, and his price gradually rose up, and he did actually go to around 33k on the Monday, Tuesday. I think we had a couple of SBCs. He went to around 33k. At this point, I actually sold him. I was happy with my profit, 6k a card, and then what happened was on the Wednesday, EA released the last Team of the Week, which had 286 rated informs in it. Now what that does, when you're sitting on an 86 inform and the next Team of the Week has the same rating, a couple with the same rating, what that does, it will stunt the growth. So as you'll see here, the Wednesday of the new Team of the Week coming out, Carlos Vela actually continued to drop in price. He went down again. I started picking them up again at around 27,000 coins. And then when more SBCs start to come, the Carlos Vela started growing alongside Sarabia and Talisca, as you can see here in the graph, and he's currently sat at around 37k. So last week, well not last week, around the last 10 days, you were able to make profit twice on Carlos Vela, and it was the same sort of thing with Sarabia and Talisca. Now, some of you may still be invested in Pau Lopez. I think the fact that Jarstein and who is it? Where's the other one? Jarstein and Kruse are in the Team of the Week this week. I think that might stunt the growth in Pau Lopez slightly. But as you saw with the Carlos Vela graph, the growth gets stunted here. He starts dropping and then he starts to rise up again. So if you hold on to your Pau Lopez for maybe another 2 or 3 days, I can see him rising to around 28, 29k. And that would be some nice profit on there if you picked them up around the 21k mark. So we're going to close them down now. So we've got Pau Lopez there. Now, where's the inform for this week? I think we're going to be looking at, for the 85 rated informs, we're going to be wanting to look at around, I'd say 21 to 22k. That would be my my in point. Jarstein might be slightly cheaper. You might be looking at maybe the 20k mark, and Kruse around the 22k mark with him being an outfield player. Also, Jarstein hasn't got the nation. He's got a good league, but not a good nation. Whereas if you looked at Pau Lopez last week, he has the good nation and he has the good league. So he had 2 things in his favour, whereas Jarstein only has the 1. Kruse has got 1 thing in his favour, being the nation. He hasn't got the league, but he will still be very linkable for SBC. So I can see us making a lot of coins on Kruse this week. I think we'll go into it in detail later. My link to Twitter is in the description down below. So make sure you come and check out my tweets and stay on top of it. So when we see his price settle tonight at around 8, 9 o'clock, then we can delve into detail of when we're actually going to go in on him. Now, looking at these 86 rateds, Jimenez, if any of you know anything about trading or the market, this gold card is always stupidly expensive. Now we're going to go and we're going to have a little look for him. So Jimenez, I think he was around 10k last I looked. Jesus, he's at 21k now. So that is my point. I bet you today he has gone up a ton. So he was at 18k earlier. The leak started to come out. You can see that little leak there. He's jumped 3.5k in that little leak. So if the 85 is coming in at 22k, that tells me that this 86 and the fact he's a right back, he will be semi-usable without the pace. That tells me straight away, if his goal's at 22k, that this is not going to be at fodder price. Martial, I already know he's going to be over 150 up towards 200k, just because the fact that it is Martial, you've got the Premier League tax, and for some reason people just absolutely cream over Martial. In terms of Matuidi, if we go and we have a look at Matuidi's gold on the market, it'll maybe give us a little inkling as to where the inform might go. So he's looking at 22k again there. Now, you know, for 86s, when we looked at Sarabia and Talisca, we were looking to pay around 28 to 29, 30k for the informs. So you need to think to yourself, okay, is an 86 Matuidi only going to be 8k more than his gold version? I personally don't think so. So I can't see him coming in at a good fodder price. And then the only other sort of fodder card, so to speak, would be Bonucci. Now, anybody who knows about SBC solutions will know all about little triangles, and Bonucci is like absolutely prime in those triangles with the likes of Szczesny, De Vrij, Skriniar. Bonucci is always in there, and that is why he is this price. If we go on to Bonucci, I think he's around 40k. So if his 86 gold card is coming in at 40k, his 87 inform, I would imagine, is going to come in at a lot more. And if we look at the cheapest 87 informs at the moment, the cheapest you've got is Iago Aspas at 55k. So I suppose you'd want to pay a maximum of, say, 48k for Bonucci if you want to keep a little gap to make some profit. So we'll have to see later on tonight what sort of price he settles at. And then obviously you've got the big three from this week. Immobile, I wouldn't really be too interested in. Ter Stegen, what I would keep an eye out with Ter Stegen coming out, what you might want to keep a little eye out for is, we'll show you here, is this card here. The 91 Team of the Week nominee. This may drop in price because the 82 is coming out. And this will rebound when it drops. So, if you have a little look at the graph here, he might have already dropped slightly. He was 105. He took a little spike earlier. He's been over 100k and he started to drop. And he's coming in now at that under 100k mark. So you could say he's dropped about 8%. My maths isn't the best, but I'd say about 8%. He's dropped. I think if he continues to drop to around 90, 85, 90k and you were to pick him up, I think come next week, or depending on the price of the 92, you could look at that rebounding and you can make a good little bit of profit on him. And then obviously Messi, if you're lucky enough to pack him, then you don't need to listen to any of this because you'll be selling him for around 4 million. But apart from that, guys, that's pretty much it. 83 rated informs, I am not interested in at all. Pretty much anything 84 and below, I'm not interested in, because if you go back over the last 4 Team of the Week moments, 84s have taken a really long time to take off. A prime example would be Pepe Reina. If you look at the league and the nation, they are like, they're prime Premier League Spanish goalkeeper. Whereas if you look at other goalkeepers, etc., in the past, they did rise nicely, but 84s just don't seem to be cutting it at the minute. 85 seem to be the lower mark for informs because EA seem to be going for a lot of 85, 86 rated teams with an inform. So obviously if you're putting an 84 rated inform in an 86 rated squad, you're then having to buy higher rated players, which is pushing the price up. So people would rather spend that extra few coins, getting an 85 or an 86 rated inform, because it just works out better in the long run. So that is pretty much going to be it for this really short. I think it's just hitting 10 minutes now. A really short episode of Informed to Glory. Like I said, the link to my Twitter is in the description. Tonight, when prices start to settle around 8, 9 o'clock, have a little check on my tweets, and I'll tweet something out. I'll put a little heading on it or something, or put a little flashing siren emoji so you know it's about this team of the week. And we'll see what price they settle at, and we'll see where we're going to go in and invest our coins this week. But until then, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if I've helped you in any way, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.